Hello. Welcome to our today's lesson. And today we are going to learn about inversions. Welcome. The key C, you hold the C, the E, and G. That is the original chord. The C, E, and G. So inversion 1 of C is that you leave the C here, the low C, and you hold the high C. So you leave this C and you hold this C. So that is the inversion 1. So you leave this one and you hold this upper one. So it becomes the E, G, and C. Instead of C, E, and G, now it is E, G, and C. It just sounds the same, but the voicing has changed because the lower note of C has gone to the higher part. So instead of this voicing, use this voicing. That is the inversion 1 of key C. Now let's go to inversion 2. Inversion 2 of this chord C is this. You leave the E, the lower E, and you hold the upper E. So you leave this one and you hold this one. So let's hear the voicing. Instead of this voicing, you have this voicing. That is the inversion 2 of chord C. The chord is, this is the chord C, E, and G. And then you invert it the first time, you get the E, G, C. Then you invert it the second time, you get G, C, and E. And when you invert it the third time, you come back to the original chord. You leave the lower G and press the upper G. As you can see, you have come back to the C chord, original key C. Now let's go to the 2, which is the D minor. The D minor. The D, F, and A. D, F, and A. Now, inversion 1 of D minor is you leave the lower D and you hold the upper D. So instead of D, F, and A, you have the F, A, and D. Instead of this voicing, you have this voicing. You have the F, A, and D. Now, inversion 2 of the D minor, chord D minor, you leave the lower F and you hold the upper F. So you have the A, D, and F. You have the A note, D, and F. That is the inversion 2 of D minor. And when you invert it the third time, you leave the A note and you hold the upper A note, and you come back to the original D minor, original chord of D minor. E minor. E minor, you have the E note, the G, and B. The E, G, and B. Now, in version 1 of E minor, you leave the E note, E lower note, and you hold the E upper note. So, instead of having this voicing, you have this voicing. That is the inversion 1 of E minor. Inversion 2 of E minor is that you leave the G note, the lower G note, and you hold the G of upper note. So you leave this lower G and you hold the upper G. So you have the inversion 2 of E minor. That is the inversion 2 of E minor. And when you leave the B, the lower B, and you hold the upper B, you come back to the original E minor chord. You go back to the original E minor chord. Let's go to our 4. The F, inversion 1, inversion 2. Back to the chord. Our 5 is G, the G, B and D, G, B and D from the key C. Our 5 is G, so it is G, B and D. When you first invert it, you leave the lower G and you hold the upper G. So instead of this voicing, you have this voicing. It is the same chord, but the voicing has changed. And inversion 2 of the key G, of the chord G, is you leave the B, the lower B, and hold the upper B. You leave this one and you hold the upper one. So you have this voicing, which is still the same chord, but the voicing has changed. The lower note, which was B, has gone to the high. So now you have the D, G and B. D, G and B. And when you further invert it, you go back to the original chord of G. Our 6 is chord A, A minor. The A minor chord voicing is this one. You leave the A lower note and you hold the A upper note. So it sounds like this. Now you have the C, E and A. C, E and A. You had the A, C and E, but now you have the C, E, A. Inversion 2 of A minor is you leave the lower C and you hold the upper C. So you have E, A and C. E, A and C. That is the inversion 2 of A minor. Okay. Let's look at the D chord and make it diminished. So let's look at the D chord and invert it also. This is the D note. D, F sharp, A. Inversion 1 of D chord is that you leave the lower D note and you hold the upper D note. So you have this voicing. Inversion 2 of the D note is that you leave the F sharp, the lower F sharp, and you hold the upper F sharp. So you have this voicing. Inversion is a technique that helps us to come up with good voicing. You make those voicing to be closer to each other so that they don't create a gap. Let's see these examples that I'm going to show you. Now, maybe I'm playing the 1-4-1-5, the C, F, the C, G, the C, F, the C, G, the 1-4-1-5. Now here I can play it like this. Still, I can play it like this too. That was the lesson for today. If you have liked it, you can like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment, and I will also appreciate. You can reach me through my email, paulprincemusic07@gmail.com. paulprincemusic07@gmail.com. Thank you for learning. See you next time. God bless.